Hi, and welcome to Gator Nation with Billy Napier, presented by UFL. I'm Sean Kelley, the voice of the Gators, and of course, the head coach of the Florida Gators, Billy Napier. Florida's 1-0 after beating LIU 55-0 this past weekend. The winning streak is now at 5 games dating back to last season. There's a lot to unpack from this past Saturday's win. Coach, after reviewing the film, talking with your staff, celebrating the first victory of the year, what are your takeaways from the ball game this past Saturday?
Yeah, good to be back at home. Incredible atmosphere. I do think a lot of positives on the tape. I think defensively we started fast. We got takeaways, really dominated the entire game. I think offensively we learned that it takes 11 players to execute a play. So we need a little bit better start on offense. I think a little more precision, a little more detail. They gave us some wrinkles. And I think once we kind of adjusted, we started to play with a little bit better rhythm. But, outside of the missed field goals, it was a great day on special teams. We had 100 yards of hidden yardage. But good start. We'll be tested a lot more in the future. But in general, I was pleased with the team and their attitude.
Quarterback DJ Lagway now 7-1 as a starter. Coach, he had a second highest rating in his young career, but yet he felt like he needed to play better. You said there's some cleanup that needs to go on as well. So when you look at his start, those 2 quarters of play, what was sharp, what wasn't so sharp for Lagway?
Yeah, I think a little bit better pocket presence. I think he was a little antsy, first time back in real action there. I do think some of the decisions on the perimeter as well. Maybe some run scenarios where we're throwing it out to the perimeter where we shouldn't be. But I think it's probably a good thing. I know DJ, he'll be on a mission this week, and I think that could end up being a positive for the Gators.
No doubt. Sometimes 0 is not a great number. I think it is in this case here. 0 points allowed, 0 penalties committed, 0 sacks allowed for the Gators. Those 3 zeros are nicely done, Coach.
Yeah, no, one of the challenges going into the game was to play penalty-free. We've done quite a bit of work on that in terms of eliminating the negatives. And then I thought it was awesome that the offense posted a 0. We did put the ball on the ground twice. So we'll address those things. I think it's important you evaluate the game independent of the outcome. And we certainly have some things we need to get better at.
We all knew that the running back room would be awfully talented. 200 yards rushing for the Gators, led by Jaden Ball, who went over 100 yards. Coach, what did you think about the ground game on Saturday night?
Yeah, I thought that we did well in the wide zone. I thought some of the tight zone, we needed to be a little bit cleaner on our combinations. Can get better on the second level, but it's very evident that Jaden Ball is one of the best running backs in the country. And he was on fire Saturday. He got off to a great start.
There were a lot of guys catching passes to 15 different receivers for the Gators between the 2 quarterbacks. Coach, whether it be the receivers or the combination of quarterbacks, what clicked right in the passing game for Florida?
Well, I thought we had good distribution. I thought there was a lot of good quality routes being run. I thought the quarterbacks, for the most part, distributed the ball. We made quite a few adjustments. They played us completely different than anything we had seen on tape. So I think once we got into the game and got a feel for the coverages and things, we picked from the right stuff, and then got to play a lot of players, running backs, tight ends, and receivers, all catching balls. Makes for a happy locker room.
Without a doubt. Reell Brown Jr., or the third rather, made his debut, Coach, and led your team in all-purpose yards at 149, and probably had the catch of the day in college football, without a doubt.
Yeah, VB3 is confident. He's mature, and I saw him very comfortable in that setting, so I think that is a good thing for our future. He's a guy we'll be building around, and you pair him with the other weapons that we have. He's a tough matchup, so and he did a great job in the return game as well.
Perhaps we should have started with defense, because they did score the first points of the season. The fumble recovery and the touchdown by Bryce Thornton got it all started. In fact, the Gators defense not only scored on their side of the football, they only allowed 2 first downs, 1 in each half. And Coach, as we mentioned, the shutout too. That's the first time, of course, in your tenure as the head coach. Break down the Florida defense from game 1, please.
Yeah, we had very few loafs. I think we had 2 loafs the entire game, so the effort, the pursuit was really good. Thought we played really well at all 3 levels. And certainly, I think we had 6 missed tackles, right? So the skill obviously was average. We'll be challenged more in the future, but in general, I think the urgency was there. They showed up with an attitude. We were on the same page, and it was assignment football, and I thought the staff did a great job and the players executed the plan.
Good start, Coach. Good start. Checked a lot of boxes, that's for sure. The Florida Gators are now 1-0 on the season. And that's Gator Nation with Billy Napier, presented by UF Health.